Fish! Hello guys, it's been a while since I've done that. So I turned the slime farm on again. Where'd they all go? I only got 15 of them. I think the rest got squished out and flew all over the place like an item elevator. Definitely needs a redesign. I also hear slime bouncing around somewhere. Oh, here we are. A couple of them got out. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, there's some texture bugs with slimes, I believe. Sorry about the whole throwing all your things on the floor over and over again. Slash Mojang. Slash not really. Okay, that was me. Of course it was me. There's nobody else here. What I did, you know those two corrupt chunks we have? I went to MC Edit and I got rid of them. So I just deleted them and let Minecraft rebuild them. So now one's like an ocean and I think one's a beach. So we might go there at some point and cave in there. But what I did is I loaded up a backup of mine from 1.7.4. And I went and got all the item frames off the walls of things that I would possibly want. So all these potions from the library that I had named that were on item frames, they're here. All the stuff from the villager purifiers here. All my maps, these 6 here, or no wait, these 9 here are the maps from that wall. And then anything in here that I felt I didn't pick up. And then we also had a few unique items that I didn't want to lose, which was the Cleophian digging fish, which we can't remake anymore. We made that during a snapshot where that was possible. Finglonger I could remake, that's tribute to Futurama. And then this Zistonian battle sign has knockback 2, so we can't remake that either. So these 3 items, or at least these 2 items at least were unreplaceable. And the other ones were just convenience things. So I went into the old world, did that, and then I just copied this chest over from the backup into this world when I was deleting those. Okay, I did a little bit of cleanup here. I left the clay so that we could still test color patterns and whatnot. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the montage, time-lapse / at the beginning there. So I did a little bit of more work off camera, just doing some detail work. But yeah, I essentially did half of the building. Well, not really. But for the most part, the front facade is done. So you can see here, we have the old design and then the new design. I like it, actually. It's looking quite nice. It's more modern, I would say. A nice little modern update. Whoops. But I do think I want you guys to decorate them. And for now, I'm going to say all the suites are pretty much the same. So they're all 5x5. And they're 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks high. You can technically replace the ceiling as well. So in that case, they're 5x5x5 if you want to include the ceiling. And then the walls are going to be of this clay. So this color on the walls, and then the back wall is your choice. So you can decorate the back wall however you like. But the side walls must be this clay. And then the front entrance must look like this as well. So yeah, just a 5x5 room basically with the door in the middle when you come in. 2 windows on the side. And there's a problem with this design you might have just heard. But yeah. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Or, I mean, that's what I want you guys to do, if you want to, is make some rooms. There's a total of 18 suites. And I went around and I named them. But I started over here, so this would be suite 1. Or no, suite 11. So starts at 11 because floor 1. This was technically floor 1. I don't know. So they're called, I think that's how it works in an apartment building. So this is technically floor 2. So these ones start at 21, 22, 23, 24. And then we come here, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So I don't know, I like the signs. And the rooms up here are all the same size, except for these guys on the end. But they work out to be the same as the ones below them. So they're 5x5, but they're lower by 1. So you come in and you drop down a block. But then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Or no, these ones are taller. 6 to the ceiling. I plan on having that ceiling like this. What a reveal. Nope. There was... I thought I put slabs in one of them. Yeah, here we go. This is a demo of what I think this ceiling might look like. So you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to work with, but this time you don't have to do a ceiling. So there's a slight variance. 5 by 5 by 4 for the bottom, 5 by 5 by 5 for the top, and you can add in one more level if you want to do the ceiling on the bottom. Otherwise it will stay probably blank, or I'll make it match the ones at the top. And yeah, so if you guys want to make a suite, that would be awesome. So yeah, you're free to do anything you want. You just can't change any of the blocks that are here, the walls or anything like that. And I don't think I'm going to cover these ones in like I did upstairs. So if we look upstairs, I did... Don't do it! Don't do it! But he does. This is a problem. They jump on that rail, and then they walk off the edge. Yeah, you can see here I brought it out from the wall. So, but I think that looks better anyway. But it's still only a 5 by 5. Alright, so yeah. Oh, I think that's going to be mostly it for this. So you see here I also threw in these beacons. I don't know about that, but it's to light up the sweet numbers at night. And then I threw in some random flowers here, but we'll try to change it up. And then I put the sign to the right. So these ones on the bottom floor were a little bit tricky. And then, yeah, some of these have, like, double doors, so I'll probably do the ones that have double doors. I'm not too sure if I want to change them. Like, this looks wrong. Actually, I think I need to move this window to here so that I can put a wall right here. Yes, that is what I must do. Okay, so, I've said this in my Olympus videos, but I'll say it here as well. I've got a couple things. So, first of all, we get an influx of the French. They've come. They're here. They might be staying. But we got a lot of new subscribers here from Aurélien Sama. So thank you again. You're sending a lot of traffic my way, and I appreciate it. So thank you very much. So yeah, we just jumped from like 2,000 subscribers to 2,600. So we gained about 600 subscribers in the last few days. So pretty crazy. So yes, big thanks out to him and all you people that have joined. Welcome. There's a tour video at episode 150 if you're interested to find out what's going on in this world. There's also a tour video for my multiplayer tower episode. I think I do a tour of my tower, and then you can check out a tour of most recent new member, which is I think within the last 10 episodes of my Olympus. So you could watch that stuff if you want to get caught up on what's going on. But yeah, welcome, and thank you, and yeah. So, that being said, or I can clarify some things. I am Canadian. I got partially French-Canadian. I do understand French. I'm not by any means like 100% fluent. I can read it okay, so when you guys reply in the comments in French, I can, for the most part, decrypt them or translate them and read them, no problem. Sometimes, depending on... I'm noticing the language barrier can easily be trumped by the internet, because you may not... Where am I going anyway? You may not... like if I tried to type in French, like if I typed a message to somebody in French, it would come across as probably either I'm not very intelligent or I'm very young or something like that, to that extent. So, oops, that's going to make a mess. So, sometimes it's difficult for me to read another language because if it's not perfectly in French, like if you type something perfectly in French, I can translate it pretty good. But if you have a typo in French, something that I would easily notice if it was in English, I'd be like, oh, okay, he just meant to say this, right? I'm familiar enough with this language that I know that that's not what he meant to type. He meant to type this. But in French, I don't know the language well enough, so it's like, what? Did you just insult me? No, it's like, but yeah, that's the way it can come across. So yes, if you're sending me a comment in French, all I ask is double check your spelling and your grammar. so that I can properly understand it and translate it. Otherwise, I don't mind reading them in the French. La français, mais les personnes qui ne peuvent pas comprendre peut-être would prefer if you did it in English. There we go. That's my French before I lost track of the words required. All right. I think that was it for that part. Okay, bottles in this world are not unlimited, although we have more now that witches spawn everywhere, but let's not treat them like garbage like we would on Olympus. Okay. So yes, that was the only thing. So welcome everybody. And yeah, if you're staying, that is good. You're welcome to do so. But yeah, pulling this out. So I want to kind of get started the whole thing we talked about, I think it was last episode, with the beacons. So I don't think we'll have a problem toggling them on and off. I still haven't decided how many beacons I want to do. We might just stick with 4 beacons at each location, which would give us kind of the jump boost. It would give us these ones: speed, haste, jump boost, and then just strength and regen. And what we'd be able to do is we can turn off regen, turn on or off regen, we can turn on or off strength, and then we can turn on or off jump boost 1 or 2, turn on or off haste 1 or 2, turn on or off speed 1 or 2. So that would give us plenty of options. Basically, what would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'd be 8 separate things that we could turn on. So we could have speed 1 or speed 2, and etc., etc. So I think that's right. So that'd be 6. Yes, that'd be 8 different things. So what I want to do is use this space, since this is no longer really required. Oh, what the? Oh yeah, there's water back there. I forgot. My carpets! My beautiful carpet! No! It's ruined. Oh well, fix it later. Alright, so yes, this is now going to be no longer a auto brewer, or not an auto brewer, there's never an auto brewer. This was a manual brewer that dispensed ingredients because that was the only way it could be done at the time. And this was a design by CMB Minecraft. I think he's working on a map, perhaps. Perhaps he is. Perhaps he isn't. I was thinking how nice it would be if potions stacked. However, if they did, how would that affect brewing? Would they stack in a brewing stand? That might cause problems. Could you then brew more potions at once? Look at that slime. That's why I turned that off. It's already ready to be harvested again. So I think what I'm going to do now is cut. I'll continue to remove this. Actually, before I do, how did you guys like that montage at the beginning? I did something a little interesting. Well, I thought was interesting. And I kind of got it from Exumavoid. If you watch his myth-busting series, it's really great. Very interesting stuff. But he also does a really good job with the editing portion of it. So, like... Oh yeah, we can finally get rid of that door. That's a double piston extender door, which we don't need anymore. But yeah, he did one, I think, was what affects the sprint key. And he did some time lapse, but he did an overlay in such a manner where it was basically ghosts. You could see both of his trials at the same time. So I kind of did that at the beginning there when I went to my camera account, and I switched to him. While I was recording him, I just kind of transitioned between clip to clip in such a manner that you could see kind of half of the clip of one and half of the clip of the other kind of merged together. My dog's dreaming and growling. I don't know if you can hear him. So I think that worked out quite well, and I might do more of that in the future. While I was editing that is when I kind of came up with it. So now that I have that in mind, I think I could do it on purpose, it to a better degree. You can have my diamonds in there too, sure. So yeah, if you like that, I could do more of that kind of stuff when I'm just building. When I got something I just got to stop and build, I could set up this camera account. And it's pretty cool now with that spectator. There are some issues with it, I noticed. So what I do for him is I open this up to LAN. I think maybe next time I should make it creative. And then I allow cheats so that I can get him into spectator mode. But what I noticed was when I was building over there, when I had to um, go to sleep, when I went to sleep, I had to log out the spectator, which is unfortunate. It would be nice if the spectator didn't count towards a player being on the server, and that you can just you could sleep the night away even if there's spectators not in beds. Because I don't know, can you even use a bed as a spectator? I'm not even sure, probably not. But maybe that's something he will address. I know it's still a work in progress, so it will be interesting to see where it goes. The other thing I noticed was when I logged back in after logging back out, even though I logged out in spectator mode, when I came back in I was in survival mode, I think because I did this. So when I came back in the game again, I was back in survival mode, but I still had no clip. So I was able to fall through the ground into the void and die. So Morilibus died a few times during the filming of that montage. And then I would basically wait and respawn, and I would respawn in wherever he slept last, which was in the village, so that was okay. And then I would switch back into spectator mode again. So it would have been nice if I could have just left him logged in and I didn't have to log him out to sleep the night away. That would have been good. So maybe that's something that might get changed, I don't know. But otherwise, that spectator is pretty cool. Yeah, you can go into mobs and all sorts of things, which is also pretty cool. So that might make for some interesting filming capabilities, which I hope to take advantage of here at my single player. Olympus, I don't think we can do it. It's too hard. Like, we can't give people access to spectator mode. It's too overpowered in that respect. Like, I mean, it's the ultimate X-ray machine. You can just fly through the ground and look around. So, I mean, I could do that here in my single player, but I don't want to, so I'm not going to use it in that means. I just want to use it for I'll just break these. I just want to use it for recording time lapses and the like. Alright, this is... Wow, what a mess. Okay, let me take a break, clean this up, and let's try to lay out the selector panel here before we call it an episode. Okay, guys. Trying to figure out where we need it. So we're going to put in a little, basically a control panel. And I'm going to use these little silent T flip-flops. I was playing around with some designs, and I came up with one that I thought was pretty compact, nice and small. Then I was in a call with Ira at the time, and he's like, I have one by Mumbo Jumbo that's quite small. So he sent it over to me. And I looked at it, and yeah, sure enough, it's a lot smaller than mine. However, I like the look of mine, so we're going to do mine instead, even though it's a bit bigger. But I'm trying to figure out how much clearance we need, and you can see back there, this leads out to the outside, so we can't really get rid of this wall unless we heavily modify that side of the building. So if we try to just use, and I'll get rid of this when we need to, but if we try to just use the space we have, if we need a torch here, let's see here, we'll build one and see how it fits in this spot. Let's get some stone and turn that into bricks. Thank you, sir. And the slimes are ready. Let's do that, I guess. I don't know why I put down so many blocks there. So we could do that. And then I want that pointing into a block. Comparator, like so. And then a torch. So I think my design is bigger, uses more components than Mumbo Jumbo's. So it's just rubbish, really. You don't want to build this one. Or do you? Okay. So the way this one works is the exact same way that Mumbo's works. Yunk. I've just kind of done it a little bit differently. Or I've run things differently. And then yoink. And then, oops, I think there's a couple of these. Yep. Good. So we can at least show that. Yoink. And then... what did I do? Oh, it's above, is it? Yoink. Like that, I think? Sure. So, with this we can have The item shown, where am I? The button, the item, and then the lamp. Lamp looks up like it's really tall. I might have to double check, make sure that's correct, because that looks really high up. So if that's how we do it, we're kind of screwed on this side, because we also need to get a signal out of here, and probably the way we want to do that is going down. So maybe we can do it with pistons. I don't know if it would bud though, I think it might. But we can maybe try to get a signal going straight down out of this block here. Otherwise we gotta move it forward one more block, and already it feels pretty close. Actually, it feels very close. So I might opt for... yeah, I might opt for Mumbo Jumbo's design just to save space. So let me tinker around, see what I can think about, and then I'll bring you back. So this is Mumbo's. Essentially the same thing for the most part so far. I don't have the output though. Whoops, I don't have the other hopper there either. But essentially the hoppers are up there, and then this, when these two unpower, the item kind of jumps back and forth, and then ends up being in the opposite hopper than where it started. So these are like little T flip-flops if you don't know what I'm doing, if you're not familiar with these. So if I put, let's say, a slime ball in one, you can see that comparator turns on, and then I need a button. Son of a... oop, we got a button. Yay! Things worked out. And you can see it kind of blinks a couple times because the item can move back and then again. So it kind of does moves like that. So it kind of leaves the hopper, then comes back into the hopper. So that's the way those work. They're nice because they're nice and quiet, so they don't take pistons. And you can easily buffer this signal out with a repeater. Which I guess this design we can't really do, but usually you can pulse it on if you don't want the double pulse. So here we still have to take an output, and the output would have to come out of that hopper, and I would like to stick it out the back. So this one doesn't really save us any space now that we're looking at it here, because mine was going to come out to here, and that gave me enough room. For Mumbo's, I'd have to move it up to here as well, just to give me the same amount of clearance to get a reading out of there. So still no go. This is not built for this. It was built for the that brewing thing. Oh! Woohoo! We set up fireworks to go off every time nighttime comes to remind me. Alright, so I will squish those guys. Pick up the slime balls that get thrown out. We gotta fix that, make it automated. And sleep. And I'll tinker some more with that control panel. I just killed you. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Alright, I think we do need to just destroy this back wall and not worry about it. We'll have to make that wall creative in a different way, and I think this is how we're going to have to do it. We don't have to worry about this redstone down there. That's all going to be gone, but if we use a piston there, I think that's how we can control it, and I'm going to use mine. So this is Mumbo's, this is mine. So when you hit this button, it does the same thing. So he powers his from below, I power mine from above. So I power that block, which powers this guy, and then the torch powers this one. And I still have an item that just jumps between them. So we can see the piston's retracted, and now it's extended. And then now I'm going to take my comparator signal from down below and move it up here. See if I can get this right. And it goes through... yeah, I guess that's in the right spot. Does it go like that? No, it goes like that. A repeater into a block. And then... this is where we can absorb it. So I think if we put that to 2 ticks, or maybe it's more, maybe it's 4 ticks. It looks like it might be 4 ticks. If we put that to 4 ticks, we're not going to notice that little strobe effect anymore. So that's kind of what we want. And I have it recessed. I thought it looked good. And I think if we put like a stair there, and I had this here, and then if you put like a slab going across, oops, Can't do it when I'm standing here. But if we put a slab going across, I think that looks pretty good. Let's just throw up a few of them. Yoink, yoink, yoink. And yada, yada, yada. Yep, just random words. That's what we're going with. So I think this is the way I want to do it, or the look I wanted to go with. But I don't know. The lamps seem like they're kind of far away now. Now we'll change up the stone as well. But this gives us room for some kind of item frame or something to go here to tell us what this light is. And then we would do that, and it shuts off. We do it again, it turns on. Now my silent selector panel has now become a noisy selector panel with the addition of that piston. So, that's a downer. We might be able to do something different. We could probably just put redstone there. In fact, I think we could. If we go, let's brainstorm here for the last few minutes of the episode. If we do this, because these guys have one item in them, right? Oops. So if I put another one right here, right? And let's just get him locked in place. So let's just add this part in as well. So if we set up another one, and I put another guy in there, right? He's going to output a signal, but a very weak signal. Same with the buddy beside him. So if I put a block there and a block there, I should be able to just put redstone right here. And only the one that's being affected should turn on. Yeah, like only that guy. So from that, we could change these out to slabs, like so. Have the comparator go again back there. Right? That power's there. And then if we put torches along that wall, we now have a little bus control panel, or we can bring that signal down here somehow. And from here we can do whatever we want. We could then bring it into pistons, or we could just drop them down and try to do it in a way that they don't interfere with each other. But yeah, that saves us from having to use a piston right away. And I like that. I would rather it be completely silent for as long as we can. Alright, well I think we might leave it there, guys. I'm going to rip this out. I might try to get my shears going. And see if I can clear enough room for all these control panels to come down. So I'll probably continue working on this guy off camera. Get him to the next step. So I might refine the look of it a bit. But yeah, I think it looks better when you're far away. But anyway, I'll refine the look of it and try to get that all ready. So I think we are going to have 8 different selectors, and I got to brainstorm on how I want to address the ones that have the multiple levels, like speed 1, speed 2, how I want to do that. Alright everybody, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and again thanks and welcome to all the new subscribers and viewers out there. Welcome to the channel, and we'll see you all next time.